I don't know. Blurring faces could be a very entertaining way to record. Just be heads in the background.
Well, hell, at that point we just make sock puppets and do it like this.
That is also an option.
No, let's not.
You don't want to be a sock puppet, Jordan? I need an audible reaction.
No.
Welcome to Two Men and an English Major, the show where a woman with 2 literature degrees attempts to educate 2 clueless men about the stories everyone says they should read. I'm Lynn. I'm the English major.
Hey, I'm Ben. I'm the husband.
I am Jordan. I am the friend.
Today we are going all the way back to ancient Greece. I'm very excited. We're starting a possibly 3-part series in order to try and talk about the Iliad.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you guys know about ancient Greek poetry?
Um, the gods are assholes by
Yes.
and large. Heroes are also by and large morons, and it's incredibly misogynistic and patriarchal. That's about all I got.
Valid. Jordan, what about you?
Um, I really don't remember much of it, in all
Okay.
honesty, because it has been so long.
We are going to have to do a little bit of recapping on the Greek pantheon because, as I discovered last night when I was talking about this with my friend Tabby, not everyone knows who the Greek gods are.
Fair.
Yeah. So we'll have a little bit of context going into this too. Um, the one we're starting with is we're going to talk about the Greek poets and the big Greek poetry things in chronological order ish. So we're starting with one of the most famous ones, the Iliad. Um, it has a counterpart that's a little bit more famous called the Odyssey. But they
Hmm.
happen like this when you kind of need this one first. They are a first and a sequel.
Yeah.
Um, the Iliad was known as the first epic poem written by Homer, who was a blind poet traditionally. However, even in ancient Greece, they aren't sure if he was a real person.
Or just a pseudonym.
Yeah, a pseudonym, a
Well,
conglomerate, a myth.
right. I was gonna say there's been talk about him being like a conglomeration of people, not the
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
singular author.
Yeah. So the idea is that this story was written by some Greek bard late in the 8th, early 7th century BCE.
So a long ass time ago.
Yes. However, it was most likely oral tradition passed down and a collection of authors put it together as a written piece. We kind of assume this because there's a lot of different writing styles involved and like people added their own flair to different sections. So chapters in this are wildly different from one to the next.
So it's almost like
Hmm.
Canterbury
I do
Tales.
remember that.
Canterbury Tales is one author pretending to be a bunch of different people. This is a bunch of different people pretending to be one author.
Oh.
Um, it's set in Mycenaean Greece in the 12th century BCE, in the Bronze Age. This was very commonly like the age of heroes. The Greeks kind of idolized this age. They considered it blessed. The gods still visited the earth. Heroes populated Greece with supernatural powers, and demigods were a thing. And it was just this like beautiful time that they set all their stories in. It's kind of like if we romanticized the 1800s or something and said, oh, well, back then, God walked among us and people had superpowers.
I think we might need to go back a little further than that, but all right.
Yeah, I guess. It is not historically accurate though.
Well,
Oh,
no, of
really?
course not.
Gods really weren't walking amongst people back in the 12th century BCE? I
Not
didn't know.
even for that reason.
Well,
No, 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 no. It was
obviously.
all the
But
Isu. Oh wait, no, we're not doing Assassin's Creed. Never mind.
no, it is not Assassin's Creed.
Damn it.
There are just a lot of references to like the social structure and tools and technology from the 8th century, and there's a lot of like anachronistic references. So the way the characters interact is much more like contemporary to the authors than to the what we know of the time it was set.
It would be like somebody from like the late Crusade period talking like a Gen Zer of today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I just gave myself an aneurysm with that thought.
Yeah, I won't pull out Gen Z slang, even though I know a lot of it.
I
Thank you.
almost want to hear the knight from Raiders of the Lost Ark now using
Saying
Gen Z slang
6-7.
when he runs into Indy.
You
Get
know,
lit, my lord.
you know,
You chose
normally
poorly,
in these
no cap.
episodes, normally in these episodes, I want to reach through the ether and slap the characters. Right now, I'm going to reach through the ether and slap your dumb Florida ass.
On God.
No cap?
I hate you both so much. Anyway,
as is tradition with most literature, white men ruin everything, for the record.
in other news, the grass is green, the sky is blue, and
Translating this has
Fire
been
hot.
an interesting over the years. It's been an interesting process. Because the first people to translate it were classical literature like snobs in the Victorian era and things like that. Who believed like the ancient Greeks were brilliant and we needed to all act like them, but also, everyone was clearly white and male.
Right, which the ancient Greeks very much were not.
No. Surprise, surprise.
Just want to point that out.
So for the longest time, we've had this academic issue of bias in the translations of these texts, where we've always used the quote unquote definitive editions that were the original translations, but those translations were by some dead white dude who was extremely biased.
and most likely talking out of his ass.
Oh, I mean, he probably knew enough Greek and was translating it. He just put his own biases into his translation.
Again, talking out of his ass.
So what you end up with is the very interesting issue of the Iliad itself was not translated from the original Greek by a woman until 2023.
Holy shit.
Yep. It just, no one thought that that was a thing we needed to do.
Damn.
Because you get a lot of like reinterpretations that happen where people will look at all of the translations that exist and then come up with a new version.
But it's usually white people.
Or it's men. But this was the first one by a woman. And it wasn't her first Greek translation. She did the Odyssey in 2015, I think. But one of the things that she heavily focused on was making the language relatable so that people, like modern day readers, can still understand it.
Right.
And she removed a lot of very sexist terms. So, like when women are referenced as a bitch or a whore, she takes that Greek term and turns it into something more gender neutral, like a slave or.
Well, yeah, because they didn't have a
Hey.
word for that in ancient Greek.
Yeah.
Did they not have a term for whore in ancient Greek?
They did, but the ancient Greek word that was used in the original text didn't mean whore.
Exactly.
It's just that the translator who was reading it and translating it originally went, it's a woman and it's a slave, therefore it must be a whore.
Misogyny! And let me guess, because it was done by a woman, it wasn't as well received. And
this one, less than her translation of the Odyssey. She was very, like, lauded for her translation of the Odyssey, and it was great. All the feminist English people were obsessed. With this one, it's been more of a, well, we didn't really need this for the Iliad, which I would argue we definitely did.
I was about to say incorrect.
And she's considered not very intellectually serious because she's trying to make the classics relatable for the everyman, not just the academic. And so, like, the way she is writing it, it is much more like I could hand this to someone who has no college experience and they could read it and understand the story. And the academics are like, well, but that's not academic.
Take the stick out of your ass and I'll smack you upside the head with it a couple of times.
That's not sanitary, sir.
Okay. Don't care, didn't ask.
Clearly, by the existence of this podcast, I, an English academic, believe that English and stories should be relatable to all.
You're unique.
I know.
No, that was the whole point of storytelling in the beginning.
I know, right?
Was to make whatever you're trying to get across relatable to all. The lesson, if you will.
All right. So we are, like I said, we're going to do this in a couple of parts. So this will be part 1. We're going to cover books 1 through 8 in this one. And then we'll come back in and cover books 9 through 16 and then books 17 through 24 because there's just a lot.
The word book is basically synonymous with chapter in this story.
Yeah, I would say chapter, episode. It's very episodic in that, like, you could totally see these being turned into soap opera episodes.
Well, isn't that how the Greeks did it?
Mm-hmm. So, again, spoiler warning. I don't know why you're here if you need one. We will jump straight into book 1 of the Iliad, which also jumps straight into the story. Our poet opens the story asking the muses for help, which is a tradition in the Greek storytelling, is you always start with a prayer to the muses, who are the goddesses of the arts, to inspire you and tell the story through you and use you, essentially. And he, especially the poet, whoever they are, we're going to call it Homer when we can, or the poet, is especially intent on getting the muses help because he is going to tell the story of Achilles' rage. And this is a really big thing because it's not the story of Achilles. He wants it very known that he's not telling Achilles' story, he's telling the story of Achilles' rage.
And all of the bad stuff that happened because of it.
Yes. So we aren't starting with the beginning of Achilles' life. We're not starting with any of the, like, prophecies or things that led to Achilles being where he is now. We're jumping straight into the thing that caused him rage, which is very different. It's unique in Greek mythology storytelling because normally you would tell a whole life story
about how the gods chose this. Or
you don't usually start in media res with Greek.
You don't start waist deep in dead people like this one does.
I will tell you, they are not kidding. This is definitely an entire story about Achilles having a temper tantrum.
Yes.
Aww.
I do remember that much.
Multiple countries suffer from it.
Yeah.
So we start 9 years after the start of the Trojan War. The Trojan War is this huge event that is referenced in a ton of Greek mythology. For a long time, historians thought it wasn't a real thing. They just thought it was this mythological war. A couple of archaeologists found what they think was ancient Troy. So now it's still we think this war happened, but we're not 100% sure. But we have archaeological evidence that a war that seems really similar happened, but it probably wasn't like this.
Well,
yeah.
No. The whole gods coming down and literally powering up people.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get there.
Yeah, that probably didn't happen. You're right.
The thing is,
be cool if it did, though.
the Trojan War as an event and is basically just set dressing. Like,
No, it's a narrative device.
yeah, there are prophecies around it. There are people trying to win a war. There's people fighting. There's a bunch of heroes. This is like the greatest hits of ancient Greek heroes. However, the war itself, it's just an excuse for them all to kill each other.
I mean, isn't that what war usually is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, we're starting 9 years in. The Greeks have been sieging Troy and neighboring cities and towns for 9 years now.
Well, they weren't called Greeks back then. They were called
Achaeans, but I'm using the term Greeks because I don't want to say Achaean a million times on a podcast.
Fair.
Yeah, I can't blame her.
I'm going to do my best to pronounce these names, but I'm going to give their English pronunciations. I am not doing a Greek accent.
Okay.
I
mean, I have very limited exposure to Greek because, one, I've played far too many hours of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Two, I was actually, when I was a kid and my dad was working at seminary, one of his coworkers was a, lauded scholar of Greek translations and taught me a couple of things about pronunciation.
Good, you can be annoyed by how I pronounce words.
If you're truly egregious, I'll gently correct or offer alternative pronunciations, but...
And I will happily ignore.
Gotta go find the beating stick.
You shut up.
So, 9 years in, the Greeks have decided today's the day to go sack a nearby town. And they capture 2 women, Chryseis and Briseis. Agamemnon, the douche of the century, and leader of the Greek forces.
And
he takes Chryseis. Achilles claims Briseis. This quickly becomes a problem.
What isn't a problem where these 2 nutheads are concerned?
Well, thing to note, if a character is named, they are probably a reference or a character from Greek hero stories.
Right.
So all of the male characters in this have some heroic story outside of being part of the Trojan War. So Achilles has a whole bunch of other stories that aren't Trojan War. Agamemnon has a bunch of stories that aren't. But Agamemnon is king of the Greeks, and he is the brother of Menelaus, whose wife was kidnapped to start this war.
Helen.
Yes, Helen. We'll get to her.
Okay.
This story is not told in chronological order.
Of course not. That would be too easy.
Yep.
That would make sense. We can't have that.
Agamemnon, if you ask me, is literally the douche of the century. The man is insane.
He's the ancient Greek equivalent of Heathcliff.
Not quite.
He's pretty damn close.
He's more like that CEO that thinks he can have whatever he wants and you all just need to put up with him. The problem arises when Chryseis' dad, Chryses, because of course they had to have similar names, a priest of Apollo, shows up and tries to get his daughter back. Because you kidnapped my daughter, this ain't good. I would like her back now, please. Pissing him off is kind of a bad idea.
Back.
Well, yeah, because priests were considered direct mouthpieces of the gods. So if you're profaning the priest's daughter, you are indirectly profaning Apollo himself.
Also, that priest has a line to get the god on his side, and the gods do interfere.
Mm-hmm.
And Apollo is a god of a lot of different things, but one of them happens to be medicine. So for the next 10 days, the Greek camp is struck by a plague.
Any specifics?
Just says plague. So they're all sick.
Oh, I was going to say, so probably leprosy or something similar.
No, it has to be something they can be cured of because it only lasts for the 10 days. It's something Apollo gives them to make them uncomfortable and upset. Like, it's probably a really nasty flu or food poisoning, something like that. And they assume it's Apollo. And it's like, okay, this is because we stole the priest's daughter. We should probably return her, and then the plague will go away.
Logical.
The meeting they call a meeting trying to figure out why they have this plague, and they have a seer called Calchas who they summon, because seers, there's one on either side of the army, and Calchas is the one for the Greeks. And he says, hey guys, you're not going to like this. Agamemnon's going to be pissed. It's his fault. He's the reason we all have this plague. Agamemnon is, of course, pissed and says that he'll only return her if he can get Briseis from Achilles.
That's not gonna go
Rude.
well.
Yes, very rude. But if I can't have my woman that I've captured, I'm going to take your woman that you captured.
Rule number 1, dude. Don't do that. Don't touch another man's spoils of war. Pardon my misogyny.
Yeah. There are a lot of like posturing and dick waving contests in this where they're all just yelling at each other,
chest thumping.
Yep.
I would say I'm surprised, but it's the Greeks, so I'm not.
Yeah. Athena and Nestor. Nestor is one of the heroes, and he will be referenced multiple times throughout this. But Athena, through Nestor, intervenes and is a voice of reason, telling them, hey,
sit down, shut the fuck up, and do what you're told.
We kind of got to do this. Yep. So Odysseus is tasked with taking Chryseis home. Poor Odysseus. He's a fascinating character in this one who becomes the main character of the next book. But Odysseus is basically the logical babysitter of the Greek army.
Yeah, he's the one who actually has more than 2.5 brain cells to rub together.
He's the one who can think with a brain and not with testosterone.
Oh, I was going to go a little further down, but all right.
Agamemnon, while Odysseus is gone, raids Achilles' tent to go get Briseis because, I'm going to take her. She's mine now. And Achilles decides to go tattle on him by praying to his mother.
Because she's a goddess, right?
She's a minor goddess. She's a sea nymph. Her name is Thetis.
Still divine.
And Thetis, he's asking her to intervene and ask Zeus for revenge. Because
just go straight to the top.
Yep. So he's kind of using her as like this intermediary. And Thetis tells him that Zeus will get back to them in 7 to 10 business days when he's done partying with the Ethiopians.
Only 7 to 10 business? Wow, that's actually a really fast turnaround time
for Zeus,
anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive.
That's pretty, yeah.
So Achilles decides that, okay, until I hear back from Zeus, I'm not going to fight.
And he is, by a country mile and a half, the best fighter in the Greek army.
He's the reason they could win.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't have him, they will not win.
Yeah.
That's very, very heavily implied. Hera is a supporter of the Greek army, Zeus's wife. So Zeus is king of the gods. Hera supports the Greeks. However, Achilles wants just revenge on all the Greeks. He's like, you guys are dumb. I don't like you anymore. You stole my woman. And Zeus doesn't want to piss off his wife by supporting or by getting revenge on the Greeks for Achilles, but eventually he caves. And Hera, of course, gets pissed off and has to have her son Hephaestus calm her down.
The god of the forge.
Yes.
One of my patron.
I love him. He is also a voice of reason character.
Hephaestus and Hades are basically the only 2 gods in the pantheon who aren't just raging dickheads most of the time.
It really all depends. The gods are presented very much as exaggerations of human characteristics. So when you think of the Greek pantheon, it's not supposed to be like we look up to them. We are not supposed to emulate them. It's not like gods in other religions and traditions.
They're not they're venerated, but they're not to be imitated.
Because they control different spheres of our lives, they emulate the extreme of that sphere.
Okay.
So like Aphrodite's the goddess of love, and so she's very sexual and over the top, and she's very bad in battle and war because compassion and love would make you bad at war. So
And
when we're telling
agree.
stories with the Greek gods, they don't act like they're perfect. They act like the example they are.
Okay.
So
that's book 1.
Yep, that's book 1. Book 2, Zeus sends a dream to Agamemnon to try and trick him into getting into battle. So he sends him in this fake prophecy, basically saying, go try to burn down all of Troy. I'm sure it'll work this time.
Right, because this is going to be different from the last 9 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, totally, bro.
Yep. Agamemnon decides that, okay, we're going to do this. This sounds great. We can start fighting again. But before we do that, I'm going to vibe check my troops. And he lies to all of them and says, hey, I'm done with this. We're going home. Unfortunately, the troops get all excited about this and start packing.
Oops.
They failed the vibe check. He was hoping they would be all like, oh no, but we haven't won. We need to go for honor and glory. And that didn't work.
Yeah. They're not samurai. But
no, but the Greeks...
quite the opposite, in fact.
Yeah.
So Hera and Athena, you get a lot of Hera and Athena working together. Hera is the like wife of Zeus, queen of the gods, but Athena is the goddess of strategy in war.
Wisdom.
Yep, wisdom, planning. Ares is the god of violence in war.
Yeah.
So they're both gods of war, but they're very different in how they present it.
And then there's Kratos. You know I had to.
You didn't.
Precisely why I did.
All right. So Athena also has like a strong connection to Odysseus. So she's kind of like his patron.
Yeah.
So they
we'll get into that in the Odyssey.
Yes. So Hera sends Athena to send Odysseus to get everybody back, and Odysseus goes and inspires them all.
Is that why they cast Sean Bean as Odysseus in the Troy movie? Because he was the only one who could pull off the tired, exhausted dad who's trying to wrangle everybody?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
He reminds everybody that their prophet, Calchas, told them that it would be 9 years until they won Troy. So they already knew going into this that they were going to be here at least 9 years. But hey, guess what? We're there. It's been 9 years. Any day now.
Yeah.
Right. So it's basically shaming them into...
Yeah. Come on, guys. We're right at that 9-year mark. Why would you leave now? The rest of book 2 is a rundown of all of the heroes that are in the Greek army.
Oh boy.
Thrilling.
Yes. Basically it's this giant roster.
It's the who's who of
on their team, yeah. And the Greeks are prepping for their fight. And then Zeus goes and tells the Trojans that, hey, guess what? The Greeks are going to come try and burn your city down.
Again.
So they start prepping for the fight, and our poet gives us a roster of the Trojan team.
I mean, get it out of the way early, I guess?
I mean, they're all, like, they would be, like, watching all the characters pop up on the screen and putting as seen on, and then whatever other story.
Oh, God. It's the ultimate, when last we left our intrepid heroes.
It's more like a really bad 90s sitcom, like, introduction theme songs playing, character whips around, and you see their name at the bottom.
Oh, so it's an SNL skit.
Yeah. But that takes us to book 3.
Great.
In book 3, the Trojan army heads out to defend the city. They leave the city walls because they don't want to bring the fighting inside. They want to fight outside.
Okay.
Paris, who is the prince. So Troy has King Priam and his 2 sons, Paris and Hector. He has a lot of other children too, but Paris and Hector are the ones we care about.
Okay.
Paris is a whiny baby.
Oh no, he is 100% a little bitch.
Yes, very much. But he's the one who kind of started all of this because he stole Helen from the Spartan king Menelaus.
You know, there is a long list of stupid things people have done in human history. That's pretty close to the top.
So, Helen, the story of Helen is fascinating. It is not here. This book does not tell the story of Helen.
Well, no, it's
this is the follow-up to the story of Helen. But Helen is essentially the daughter of Zeus and a king. She is a twin, but not actually. It's her and her sister is the daughter of the king and his queen, and Zeus and the queen had Helen, but she was pregnant with them both at the same time. He was also a swan when this happened.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There are also 4 kids born from this situation. There's Helen, her sister, Castor, and Pollux. And 1 egg hatched Castor and Pollux. Oh yeah, by the way, they were born in eggs.
I forgot about this bit.
But
it's easy
Helen
to forget.
It's easy to block. I think a lot of people who have read Greek mythology just kind of shove it in the background.
Yeah.
But Helen was considered divinely beautiful. Yeah. She was the most beautiful woman ever.
Yeah.
And so when it was time for her to get married, it was going to cause wars among the Greeks and the Greek city-states because whoever she married, the others might try to fight for her because that was a playing favoritism thing. And Odysseus was involved in that story too. He basically came up with a whole contest and everyone had to agree whether or not, like whoever Helen marries, all of the others agree to support that and create an alliance. So that's why they're all here in the first place, is because if anything ever happened and that person who married Helen called them all to war over her, they had to support him.
It was basically invoking Article 5.
Sure.
NATO, whenever one member nation is attacked, all the others.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know more about Greek politics.
Yeah, I know a lot about different histories of warfare.
Okay. And then Paris, of course, not part of the treaty, but he stole Helen and there's a whole lot of different interpretations of this. Some people say they fell in love. Some people say he kidnapped her. Some people say that he kidnapped her, then they fell in love. It's who knows.
It's a mess no matter what.
But Paris thought that he had earned her because Aphrodite had promised him the most beautiful woman in the world for this whole apple eating contest with the goddesses and whatnot. I don't know. The goddess of chaos was involved in that one. We'll get into the details in the Odyssey because he does do a flashback explaining all of this in the Odyssey.
Great.
So Paris has decided to initiate a one-on-one duel, hopefully to end the war. He's like, I have this brilliant idea. Why don't I offer myself up for a duel? And whoever wins the whole war.
Okay.
Menelaus, seeing this, is like, I will go fight him. However, that leads to Paris chickening out.
Well, yeah, he's a twiggy little whiny bitch, and Menelaus is the king of Sparta, which,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know.
He earned that title.
Mm-hmm. Hector, Paris's brother, shames him for chickening out.
As well he should.
Because, look, you started this. You said anyone can fight me. Guess what? This is what you get. So Paris finally agrees to actually fight.
Put on your big boy tunic and...
So they did, after all, start this whole war. It's between the two of them. It makes sense for the two of them to try and duke it out.
I don't know why they didn't do it at the very beginning, but...
That was 9 years ago.
That would have made sense, and it would have been, a lot shorter Not as epic.
Yeah, exactly.
We all would have liked it.
Iris is the messenger goddess. So she is constantly going around like giving messages to
I
people.
thought she was from Egypt. I thought Iris was Egyptian.
No.
There's an Egyptian goddess named Iris, isn't there?
Isis?
Oh.
Yeah. You're thinking of
No,
Isis.
Iris.
Whatever.
No, Iris is the goddess of messenger of like delivering messages essentially. So you will see a lot of like Zeus sends Iris to do X. She pretends to be Helen's sister-in-law, and goes to Helen and convinces her to watch the fight between her ex-husband and her boyfriend because that sounds fun.
But hey, he's not her ex-husband. She got stolen away.
I mean, she hasn't been with him
That
for
doesn't-
9 years.
That doesn't invalidate the marriage, though.
I was about to say the Greeks don't believe in statute of limitations. Clearly.
No, clearly. Okay, so her husband and her boyfriend in a duel.
Great.
The king, Priam, asks her to explain who all of these hot Greek men are. And she identifies several of them.
Yeah, he's looking for a hookup after the war.
You never know.
Mm-hmm.
He's just explaining, like, hey, look, all of these Greek men look like really good fighters. They're very muscular, very handsome.
Yeah.
Can you tell me who they all are? And she starts explaining some of them.
Mm-hmm.
At which point, Priam nopes out because he doesn't want to watch his son die. Quite literally, he looks at it and goes, well, I guess they're going to kill my son, so I'm walking out of here.
Not an unreasonable reaction.
No, because Paris versus Menelaus is a very lopsided fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jordan, no disrespect. That would be like me and you in a fight.
I don't know, Jordan's scrappy.
I do not fight clean, sir.
I'm aware of this. If you did, and I was...
No,
okay.
I wouldn't.
No.
Okay, fair.
No chance.
This is like a... This is like if you took...
This is a Spartan fighting a twink.
Yeah, that's literally what it is.
And I'm
eventually...
neither.
Yeah, no. Neither of you are either.
Fair.
Eventually, Menelaus, like, they fight and exchange blows and all that, but eventually you get to the point where Menelaus is literally dragging Paris through the dirt by his helmet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like, he's not making this fun. He's got the crest of his helmet in one hand, and he's just dragging him around
Like
in the dirt.
face first through the...
Yep.
Oof. Yeesh.
Bad boy. Look at what you did.
Basically, eat dirt, quite literally.
Yeah?
No.
Bad Trojan.
Rubbing his nose in it.
Quite literally, yes, rubbing his nose in it the whole bit.
Yeah.
Aphrodite does not appreciate this. Paris is her homeboy. So she interferes.
Why?
Because she's the one who gave him Helen. Her whole thing is she wants to see love and beauty and romance. So the fact that, Paris is all in love with Helen, why would we care about this whole stupid marriage thing?
Damn it, Aphrodite.
So that's why Hera is the one supporting the Greeks, because Hera is the goddess of marriage.
Ironic.
So you have the goddess of marriage and her army fighting the goddess of horniness and her army.
Again, the irony of the goddess of marriage being married to
Zeus, the
Zeus.
god of infidelity.
Seriously. They never come out and say
I'm
it, but it's
surprised that
one of
wasn't his official title.
Oh, I'm sure somewhere it is. They just had to make it really, really, really.
We have a whole chapter about it. Don't worry.
Oh shit.
So Aphrodite interferes. The first thing she does is she reaches down and breaks the strap on his helmet so that he is released from being dragged around.
Yes, but now Menelaus can just step on his head and squish him like the bug that he is.
Yes, so before he can do that, she literally picks Paris up and flies him back into Troy.
Okay, that's just...
That's cheating.
axe.
Agamemnon looks at this and goes, okay, if he leaves like that, he's withdrawing, and that's a win for us, right?
Yes
Yeah.
and no.
No, that's a win. I'm sorry. He left the arena.
Okay, fair.
Unfortunately, the armies don't see it that way.
Of course not.
Of course not.
So that leads us to book 4. I'm really glad I'm breaking this into 3 parts.
Me too.
Me 3.
So book 4 is where the gods, we get their perspective and they all start taking sides.
Start?
Well, they've been taking sides so far, but this is very much the declaration of who's on what side.
Oh, good.
Zeus is like, so the Greeks won, they should just take Helen and go. Problem solved.
I mean, yes. I can't believe I'm saying this, but yes.
No. Hera wants to burn it all down.
Of course she does, because she's a petty bitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she sends Athena in to get the fighting started.
Of course she does.
Athena convinces Pandarus, who is a random archer in one of the armies, to...
Well, he'd be a Trojan, wouldn't he?
Yes. To fire. And he fires at Menelaus and wounds him. Doesn't kill him, but wounds him. But because a Trojan soldier shot a Greek commander,
general,
now we're all gonna fight again.
Yay.
Agamemnon needed no other prompting than this. It's time to start murdering bitches.
Great.
Because Agamemnon needs, like, you sneeze 6 counties over and he feels like it's time to murder bitches.
He's almost Scottish in his aggression.
Almost.
Odysseus and Great Ajax go around killing off a bunch of the Trojan minor heroes.
Oh, so they're EXP farming.
Yeah, basically. There are more video game references in this too later.
Oh boy.
Athena actually like joins the battle and is on the side of the Greeks. Apollo joins them and is on the side of the Trojans.
So there's literally a pair of gods duking it out on the battlefield around all these...
Just wait till the next chapter where we hear about Diomedes.
Oh no.
Why?
So book 5 is adorable. I love Diomedes.
Okay, who is he?
So he's a Greek hero, minor hero, doesn't have a ton of stories about him. He's kind of been in the background of a bunch of other Greek hero stories.
Okay.
But Pandarus wounds him, and Diomedes prays out to Athena for help. And Athena is like, bet, let's go. And immediately grants him 2 superpowers.
Okay.
So
wow.
Diomedes goes from like a level 10 scrub to having level 50 stats and special skills. He gets extreme strength and the ability to tell who on the battlefield is a god.
Oh. Useful.
Which is important. Athena warns him, there's only one god that you can actually get into a fight with, otherwise you are going to have problems. You can fight Aphrodite, but that's it.
Odd.
Don't worry, we get a reason why.
Okay.
So basically, Diomedes goes on a rampage through the battlefield. Like, they describe rivers of blood at his feet. Like,
oh, so it's a Dynasty Warriors grass mowing sim.
Yeah, he just goes ham on it. And ends up kills everyone and wounds their mother, is what I put here, because he stabs Aphrodite.
Whoopsie.
But she was the one god he was allowed to stab, so that's fine. Aphrodite, upon discovering that, oh no, I can get hurt, can't die, but I can get hurt, and this is painful, ow, sad, goes home crying.
You just now figured this out.
Yes. War hurts.
Good for her.
She literally goes home to Mount Olympus to get bandaged up, and Zeus gives her a whole pep talk about how, honey, battle is not your thing.
Really?
You should not do that.
Imagine that.
Meanwhile, Apollo is out on the field trying to heal Trojan soldiers as they're getting injured, because he's the god of medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And Diomedes, on a power trip from stabbing a goddess, is like, ha, I could stab this one too.
No, you idiot!
And tries to attack Apollo. This does not go well.
We have
No.
over.
Because while Diomedes may have gotten a massive level up, he still can't fight a god.
No.
And Apollo just kind of points, laughs, and goes, no, and yeets him out of the battlefield. Don't worry, he's not dead. He'll come back later.
Damn it!
We love Diomedes. Don't even.
He basically gets team rocketed off the screen.
Yes. Then he grabs Aeneas, who is a Trojan character that gets a spin-off story later in the Iliad.
Okay, so I just remembered my absolute favorite bit of Reddit history literature nonsense. So the Greeks really like naming their story like Iliad, Aenead. So the ad means story of.
Yep. Troy's name is Ilium in ancient Greek. So the title of this book is actually...
Literally, it is Troy Story.
Yeah. For the record, that will be the name of this episode.
I mean, we don't have another option.
Followed by Troy Story 2 and Troy Story 3. I can't.
Don't you shake your head at me in that tone of voice, mister. One of us had to make the joke.
Anyway, Apollo also calls in Ares.
Oh, frick.
So we have a god of war on either side of the battle now. And because Ares showed up, the Trojans start winning.
Well, yeah, he's the god of slaughter.
Mm-hmm. Bloodlust.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
Hector, the main hero of Troy, teams up with Ares, and they're doing like buddy fighting, and it freaks people out, including Diomedes, who's like, I may be OP right now, but I am not that OP.
No. No one is.
So then we cut away to Odysseus just murdering a line of Trojans.
Well, he's the best spear fighter in the entire Greek army.
Oh yeah, Odysseus is also very clever, and that's something that the Greeks very much valued, trickster levels of cleverness. So heroes weren't just big beefy guys. They were also ones who could do something tricky or twist something.
You had to have a brain as well as brawn.
Like Odysseus creates traps. He does all sorts of crazy stuff. He goes on an espionage mission later.
What, like full on like Metal Gear Solid?
Yep.
God, I want a video game of this story now.
It really should be a video game. So then Hera and Athena go to Zeus and ask if they can nerf the Trojans, because the Trojans have Ares now, so this is not fair.
Okay.
Zeus is like, yeah, sure, whatever. So Hera gives a rousing speech to the Greeks, and that inspires them to do better. And Athena grabs Diomedes and throws him in a chariot and sends him to go challenge Ares.
What?
Yeah, she's like, I'm OP. I made you OP. We're gonna go have fun. Diomedes does manage to wound Ares.
Oh, that might be a mistake there.
Well, Ares is a little bitch about it.
Yes.
He's not used to losing.
Well, okay.
So he gets stabbed, doesn't like it, follows the same pattern of Aphrodite. Gets stabbed, doesn't like it, runs home to Olympus to cry about it. And instead of telling him, no, you probably shouldn't have been in that battlefield like you did with Aphrodite, he looks at Ares and goes, hey, you bitch.
Well, yeah. Zeus is not the best father figure.
No. But Aphrodite's not his daughter.
Oh, God, no, he's not.
Okay. Zeus is considered, by being Lord of Olympus, Zeus is basically the father figure to almost all of the other gods.
No, he is king of the gods. And he is the actual literal father of several of them. But
Ares is one of those.
Yes, Ares is his child. Aphrodite is not. Aphrodite popped up out of the ocean.
I really need to go reread my Pantheon primer. But anyway.
Athena and Hera then skedaddle out of the battlefield and leave the Greeks and Trojans to fight without any gods.
All the power-ups wore off.
Yep. Which takes us to book 6.
Okay.
The Greeks start winning again.
Yay.
Good for them. However, Menelaus is like, this is getting boring. Maybe we should just take Helen and go.
First intelligent thought we've had in 9 years.
Agamemnon prefers murder.
Well, yes.
Oh, dear.
Nestor makes a suggestion that is like, I didn't realize this was going to be a suggestion until I saw it happening. He suggests breaking the cardinal gaming sin.
What?
Stop looting the bodies and just kill people.
Oh, no. No, we can't have that.
So he's basically saying, as Greeks, we need to just kill and run. Stop stopping to loot the armor and weapons.
Yeah. Good plan.
Which I would have thought was a logical thought, but apparently it's not.
I mean, not if you're playing an RPG, then you loot goblin everything. But in real life, no. Don't be a loot goblin.
Oh, they didn't loot goblin everything, but they loot goblin a whole lot of stuff.
Apparently the Greeks loot goblined everything.
Yeah.
This will come back to haunt the narrative later.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
The Trojans see that things are not going well for them anymore, and their prophet decides that prayer might be a good option. Their soothsayer, Helenus, suggests that, hey, we should probably pray for intervention. And Hector agrees, and so they ask the queen and all of her ladies to go to the temple and pray.
The queen being Hector and Paris' mom.
Yes.
Okay.
Meanwhile, while they're in this interlude and Hector's back inside the city to go get this prayer request going, Hector and Helen confront Paris and call him a little bitch for running away.
As they should.
So Paris caves and decides to gear up and go back to the battle. While he's doing that, Hector goes to visit his wife, Andromache, and his baby, Astyanax. This poor baby becomes an issue later. But for now...
I know where this is going.
Doom is foreshadowed. Something bad is going to happen.
Doom.
And Andromache is standing there watching her husband gear up for battle again and decides that she's going to start the mourning now.
I mean, yeah.
That's a good idea,
probably. Smart.
I'm going to have a lot of weeping and mourning to do as a widow.
Better start hydrating.
Yeah, I better start mourning now so I can get it out of the way. And Astyanax is just a cute little guy. He's just happy and a baby. And nothing bad's ever going to happen to him ever.
Uh-huh.
Shut up.
I highly doubt that.
Shh. Nothing bad will happen to him in this book.
There you
go.
Well, yeah, because it's the end of the book.
No, nothing bad will happen to him in the Iliad.
There we go.
Odyssey's going to be another story.
Shut up.
No.
Anyway, now we're into book 7. So after this lovely lunch break, Hector and Paris go back to the fight.
Lovely, yeah.
Apollo and Athena decide that there's been enough murder today, so they think there should be a duel instead of just the outright murder. Hector's down for this. He thinks it's a great idea.
Well, yeah, because he's good at it.
Menelaus would like to try again.
But, sir, you have an arrow hole in you.
Yes, as he is injured, Agamemnon calls him a little bitch and says, sit down, shut up.
Awful lot of little bitch calling going on in this.
Nestor, who, again, voice of reason, random character, convinces 9 heroes to volunteer. Then they draw straws for who's going to actually fight Hector, and great Ajax wins and is going to go up. The duel is fairly anticlimactic. They both get a couple hits on each other, but then Zeus declares it's nighttime. Y'all need to stop because we don't fight after dark.
Dad's just coming out and saying enough of this. You can finish fighting in the morning.
Yep. So Hector and great Ajax agree to be friends instead and give each other presents.
But
Wow.
that
Well, yeah,
that's
their duel
not how
ended.
this works.
Apparently it is.
So yeah, they exchange gifts, agree to be friends, and leave the duel. Because it's nighttime now.
All of the aggro meters just go and empty.
Nestor suggests that the Greeks ask the Trojans for the next day to be a day off so that they can bury the dead.
Because there's a lot of those.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
King Priam suggests to the Trojans that they should ask for the day off to bury the dead. So both armies are kind of on the same wavelength here.
For once.
Atenor, who is Priam's right-hand man advisor, asks Paris to give up Helen. That does not go well. Paris says he'll give up all of the stuff he stole with Helen, but he won't give her back.
That's that they're not gonna like that.
No.
Nobody liked that.
They refuse this. However, everyone does agree that we're going to take tomorrow off and bury the dead.
Great. Mass graves.
Yes. The Greeks also take this time to fortify their encampment and start digging a trench and building a wall.
Just now?
I know. It's been 9 years, but apparently we're going to fortify now.
Took you long enough.
That is a day one priority.
Nope.
Not in Greece.
Secure the supply lines.
They have all the ships.
I don't care.
I love that this chapter ends with Zeus and Poseidon sitting there watching the Greeks fortifying the camp. And they're basically watching it like cats that are watching you stack dishes. They're just waiting to knock them off the table. They're like, I see the effort you're putting into this. This is going to be fun.
Fuck you.
Basically. And then our last chapter for tonight, book 8. So Zeus decides, he goes to all the gods and says, hey, guess what? We're going to try this again with the battle, but none of us can go fight. So the gods need to stay out of the battlefield.
And I'm sure that several people get very pouty about this.
They do. They're allowed to support their heroes and whatnot, so they still stay involved. They just can't fight.
Oh. Okay.
Because that would be unfair. So you can level up Diomedes all you want, but Ares needs to stay off the field. So then Zeus goes to Mount Ida above Troy where he can see everything that's going on, and he asks an oracle, or he does some kind of prophetic thing. It could be a magic 8-ball for all I know. But he asks who's going to win. And apparently the Greeks are not supposed to win this one.
Okay.
So Zeus decides to buff the Trojans.
Oh, for God's sake.
So then, we still have a little bit of this random fighting that's still happening. The duel is over, but people are still kind of skirmishing their way down.
Okay.
Hector tries to kill Nestor, presumably because his name is too similar.
Is it really?
They both end in or. They both end in tor.
And have an E is the... Okay, I can...
That is entirely my commentary. He just basically tries to kill him because he's there. But I look at it and go, good enough reason.
Okay.
Diomedes yoinks Nestor out of the battlefield, though. Because he's still super strong and all of that. So he's like, yeah, you're coming with me.
Away!
Hector chases them with his army, thinking that, hey, I'm going to follow them all the way back to the Greek encampment and set everything on fire.
I mean, it's a sound strategy.
Yeah, why not? Hera, however, then pokes Agamemnon, who is back at his ship, relaxing for the evening, and pokes him and tells him to get off his ass.
Well, I mean, when a goddess tells you to do something, you do it.
Yeah, Agamemnon then gets off his ass.
Great.
At least he listened.
On occasion.
Agamemnon asks Zeus for a sign of what to do, and Zeus shows him a vague animal versus animal fight going on, and to Agamemnon, that good enough. That's a sign we should fight. Let's go.
Is there
How
a
did that make
single brain
sense?
cell rattling around in his skull?
No,
No,
Didn't think so.
not anywhere in the vicinity of his skull.
I don't think in the vicinity of his body.
I mean, Odysseus does tend to hog them.
It's true. Teucer rises up as a character. He is an archer in the Greek army, and he murders a crap ton of Trojans.
I mean, he basically just goes full Legolas and just fills the sky with...
Yeah. He's like, you want to come to our camp? Bet, now it's my turn to shine. Pew, pew, pew! Hector is not having any of that.
Of course not.
So the Greeks are kind of driven back to go hide in their camps. Hera and Athena are very mad at this and almost join the battle to interfere again. However, Iris warns them that this is going to piss off Zeus if they try to do that. So they go home because we don't want to piss off Zeus.
No. No, don't piss off the man who throws literal nuclear thunderbolts when he's pissed.
Yeah.
Or when he just feels like it.
Don't worry. This is Athena and Hera we're talking about. It doesn't mean they are done interfering in the narrative. It just means that they get time to plot now what they're going to do.
That's what they're best at. Interfering.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. True.
Zeus does tell them they have one last chance for the Greeks to win. They have to get Achilles back into the fight.
Oh, good.
So come full circle.
Because he's not busy being emo somewhere.
He is. He's off in his tent being emo.
That's an insult to emos. He's being a pouty little twat.
Yeah. No, we open a chapter with him literally playing the lyre and singing about how awful everyone is.
Wow.
Oh my god.
But that's in a couple
He was
chapters.
Gerard Way before Gerard Way.
Yes.
Oh god, Jordan's right.
Hector and the Trojans decide that for the night they're going to set up a bunch of bonfires outside the city walls and camp out because they want to make sure the Greeks cannot escape in the dark. So they light up the battlefield in fire so that the Greeks can't hop in their ships and leave in the middle of the night and quit the battle.
And this is not where Get Lit comes from, kids.
Shut up.
No. Because they're in the middle of a battle. They just all need a nap. So we're going to take a break now. And that's where tonight's episode's going to end.
Oh, that was,
Who will win? Will Odysseus be clever? Will Diomedes lose his strength?
Will Achilles get off his ass and stop being a whiny little twat?
Find out next time on Troy Story 2. But before you do that, you should subscribe to us in all of the different channels and apps.
You should.
And you should email us with any comments or questions at englishmajorpod@gmail.com.
Yes, if you have any suggestions for pronunciation or...
No. I'll still pronounce it wrong.
I tried.
We will.
Mm-hmm. You can, however, tell me how I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'll laugh at you.
Also true.
You can also do that in our Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where we're going to put the list of all of the...
Yes, I will put a list of all the Greek heroes, and, like, I'm not going to make a video because I just do not have the energy to make a edited video of 90s sitcom opening credits of all of the Greek heroes.
No, we'll put that on the Patreon once we get it set up.
But I will put the rosters in there. Also, that's where you get pictures of the editing team, which is me and the cats.
Yes.
Kiki absolutely adores curling up on my legs while I'm editing podcast.
I know. It's the only time she sleeps anymore.
It's very annoying that that's the only time she sleeps. Come back and join us for part 2 next time.